We are back live again. 31 days of sharing. Reluctant Success family. How are you doing today? How are you doing when you're watching? It could be this morning. I was going to say this morning, this evening, this afternoon, if you're watching the replay. We are almost through the whole series. This is the month of December, 31 days, sharing twice a day, 7 p.m. in the evening, and also this morning, 11 a.m. when I'm creating this video. So, questions. I ask a lot of questions. I know it drives some people in my family crazy because I'm always asking questions. I want to know the reasons why we're doing things. Like, why are we doing this? What's the purpose? What's the reason for it? So I'm always asking the how, the what, those questions that you were taught in school, the why, the where, the how. I'm always asking questions. I like details. I like to gather information. So I'm always wanting to know why, what, where, when, how, and all that good stuff. So I know for a lot of people, they're like, you ask too many questions. Why are you asking so many questions? Why? I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm inquisitive. But here's what I've learned about questions. The right questions direct your mind to the right answers. The right questions direct your mind to the right answers. So the quality of the questions you ask will determine what your brain or mind will focus on. The quality of the questions will determine what you focus on. So when you ask yourself a question, your brain has no other choice but to find an answer. So if I say to myself, when I'm looking at things, well, what's wrong with this? Or what's wrong? When I ask my kids, what's wrong? Or, when I ask what's wrong, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to find out what went wrong. But if I ask what happened, I get a different answer because what happened is different than what's wrong. So the questions that you ask will determine the answers that you get. The questions you ask will determine the answers you get. So what questions are you asking yourself? That's what you have to think about. What questions are you asking yourself? So I'm always looking for quality questions. I'm always looking for quality questions because I want to get quality answers. I'm always looking for empowering questions because I want to get empowering answers. I'm looking for questions that are going to direct my mind in the right direction because the questions you ask will lead your mind. The questions you ask will direct your focus. The questions you ask. So asking the right questions will lead to the right answers. Asking the right questions will lead to the right answers. So that's why I discovered this book. Why I shouldn't say discovered it. I found this book called Ask and You Will Succeed. So have you heard of this book? If you haven't, this is another episode with a book recommendation. I've been recommending books all month. Different days of the week I've been pick out a book. Now, you've probably heard the phrase that leaders are readers. Leaders are readers, right? We've been hearing that for years. Well, I flipped it up a little bit. What I like to say is that learners are earners. Learners are earners. The more you learn, the more you earn in life. That's correct. The more you learn in life, the more you earn in life. So why am I changing it from readers are leaders to learning and earning? Because you can learn in different ways. Reading is just one way to learn. I have this book in the hard copy, right? This is the hard copy, but I also have this book in the Audible version, right? Audible, have you heard of Audible? Like if you have in the comments, like, yes, I use Audible. I'm a big fan of Audible. So I have Audible on my phone, Audible on my Kindle, the apps, right? We have apps all these places. So I have Audible in different places so I can listen to it. So I have the same book. I have the physical copy, the hardback, but I also have it on Audible. Why? Because I can get through it faster. I can process the information faster when I'm listening to it. And the reason why I have this copy is when I hear something in the Audible version, what I'll then do is I'll come back and I'll like say something that really stuck out to me when I was listening to it. I'll find what page it's on and I'll go through it and look at it and meditate it on a deeper level. I'll come back to it. I'll highlight it. I'll make a note to myself. So I have this where I can write in it. I can write to myself, write notes and whatever. And then I also have the Audible. And I know some people do the bookmarks on Audible and they make notes in there, which is great. But I like to have a physical version as well for some of the stuff that I think is really great. So you're probably wondering yourself, well, what type of questions are in here? Well, this book has over 1,000 questions. You see that? Let me move. Where is that? Yeah, right there. See, 1,000 questions. 1,000 questions. Over 1,000 questions. So what type of questions are here? Because the whole goal is asking the right questions. The right questions lead to the right answers. So there are questions here on different areas of our lives. There's a section called Questions for the Big Picture. And in this section, there are questions for value clarification. What's important to you in life purpose questions, your mission in life questions, spiritual questions, contribution questions. So you have different sections where you can ask yourself questions about these parts of your life. Some people are still stuck trying to figure out what is their mission in life? Why am I here? What's my purpose? There's a section on questions to grow your potential. And they're broken down in belief questions, personal development questions, boundary questions, cleaning the clutter questions, organization questions. Now there's a section on what do you want out of life? So what are your dreams, your goals, your commitments, your success? There's a whole section on that, like right here. Financial freedom questions, questions about career, business, leadership, money. Here's one. Empowering your connections, questions to empower your connections, love questions, communication, family, friendship, relationships, questions to promote well-being, self-care questions. I saw one this morning, was like, it was asking you about things that help take care of yourself, like what's draining you, what are you tolerating in life, health questions, energy questions, anger, home environment questions. There's a section on questions that will give you more of what you enjoy. Fun, happiness questions, rest and recreation questions, time and travel questions. There's even a section number 8 in the appendix, where it has questions that you can ask yourself in the morning and questions you can ask yourself in the evening. Questions to ask yourself that you can think about overnight. Because remember, your brain doesn't sleep. Your conscious mind goes to sleep, but your subconscious mind is always awake. So what questions are you asking yourself before you go to bed that your brain can work on overnight, so when you wake up in the morning, you have the answer? And this happens because how many of us have been thinking about something and then you go to sleep and you wake up, it's like, boo, you have a light bulb moment. Well, you can control that process by asking the right questions, because questions will direct your focus. And when you ask the right questions, you will get the right answers. So what questions are you asking yourself? And remember, the book again was Ask and You Will Succeed. Ask and You Will Succeed. 1,000 questions. 1,001 extraordinary questions to create life-changing results. This is what I've been using to make sure I'm asking myself the right questions for my life. So what are you asking yourself? Again, friends, if you are liking these videos, go ahead and share it. Share it out on social media. Social media is all about sharing, right? So get the word out there to your friends, your family, of the good stuff that you are listening to, the good stuff that you are watching, all right? It's all worth a share. So like the video, share the video, follow me on Facebook at jerryfranklinpoe.com. Follow me on YouTube, also on Twitter. I'm everywhere. That's social media, Instagram. You can follow me all those places. And again, we only have a few more days left in the month of December. After the December is over, 31 days of sharing will be shut down. It's going live twice a day does take a lot of time and energy to think about what am I going to share. So this was a great journey. And as we continue to process through, until next time, my friends, until next time,